Yo, prayers out for Carter's Vendetta has COVID. Please don't get that fucking what is it? The variant? Even though I don't think the variant's that bad. I think it's just more transmissible, but it's not as lethal, which is good. And that's actually the sign of a more successful virus from their perspective, because a virus, if you kill the host, then you can't spread to more people. So if you don't kill the host, you can spread to more people and your species of virus can live further. South Africa one was found and it's new. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the Omicron, the variant. But yeah, I think it was expected that we were going to get new variants. I don't know why people are freaking out. Like the whole stock market went down. I bought this new crypto that was down like 14% just because of the rumors of like America and UK banning 6 African countries from flying in. I think everything will be fine. There have been like 4 different variants at this point. Every single year there is a new flu variant, and COVID is just another flu virus. Yes, it's like, you know, worse than flu potentially. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. You know, go to your own doctor to see that shit. But like, no, we should not freak out, or at least from the knowledge we have now. If it's not as lethal, vaccines don't stop spread of virus and you still get sick. That's what I'm saying. What was the point of the virus? I mean, the vaccine. And what is the point of the virus? But what was the point of the vaccine if one of the patients, or I think multiple of the patients that got Omicron, got the new vaccine? That was the whole point of like one side of the argument as to why people didn't want to get the vaccine, because they were like, we haven't even done studies. The vaccine only stops us from getting like this exact COVID virus, which, yeah, we don't want, but the more you get vaccines and become immune to this, the virus is only going to mutate into other things until the point where it can evolve to get past the vaccine. So imagine when a virus with 30% death rate, you mean like the Black Plague? But yeah, it's 90% propaganda. I mean, here's the thing. I don't know if it could be propaganda. I think most of COVID and just politics in general, as somebody in the media, I understand it. It's money. Again, thank you, Ganascio. Or Ganascio. I don't know. Are you Italian? You good at making meatballs? You good at slurping meatballs? Pause. But all of it is money. It's like they know the biggest fear, or the biggest attention trigger for humans is fear. I kind of gave it away, but when you scare someone for their life saying there's a new variant, it's spreading 90% faster than any other COVID variant, like people are gonna click on that shit and they're gonna watch. If you say like there's a new variant and like, you know, we're not sure, or it doesn't look as bad, people are gonna be like, all right, whatever, fuck it. But the more people are watching, the more ad revenue and the more ratings, the more times they're gonna go back onto the show. Again, more moolah. You said the same thing till your grandpa passed of COVID. Well, first of all, RIP to Guat's grandpa. The thing is, we knew the dangers of people who were obese, people who already had pre-existing conditions. I hope that your grandpa, you know, didn't have any of those, or, you know, passed away peacefully. But for those types of people, like we knew that we can't just stop all of society for like a select few that are at risk, you know? Like I feel like people go outside no matter what. Like there could be a bear or a car that hits you. Every time you drive, you have a chance of getting hit by someone with a DUI, or like drunk or under the influence, getting hit by a bear or attacked by a bear or something, like catching something. So it's just crazy to me. Now people don't respect new contagious viruses, so when more that's another issue. So the fact that the media, because look, I'm not here to say that COVID is nothing, because it is something obviously like we should be aware of, but the fact that they went so overboard with the media now, like when there's something actual serious, like a Black Plague, hypothetically, a new one, so like the Blue Plague or something, now people, the one side, the anti-vaxxers, And I'm not anti-vax, by the way. I actually got one of the shots of the vaccine. I also got COVID before that, and I didn't feel like getting the second shot because it made me feel sick after the first shot. And the antibodies are better naturally. But anyway, so now when there's like a 30% fatality virus, the anti-vaxxers are gonna be like, look, you're just trying to make us get vaccines or whatever, because they were forcing on it so much. And then it's gonna make the issue worse, and people are gonna be fighting like politics on the media, all sorts of things. It's just the whole planet is screwed up because of social media. But social media is a good thing and a bad thing. That's the bad thing though. After the coronavirus wave is over, might as well leave the US. Nah, bro. The thing is, Florida has been the dream. The dream. First of all, no restrictions on COVID. It has the least cases, or one of the least cases out of all the 50 states, because we all have group immunity. We all got COVID already. I got it while I was in Florida, and I know a ton of people in Florida that got it and they survived. But RIP to all the people who you know, passed away from it. I understand, like, you know, everybody got to be careful. But again, no income tax. They're becoming like a Bitcoin city. I'm super into you know, that, obviously, if you haven't already noticed. But yeah, so just Florida's been great, and the economy's doing well. You deleted Instagram to focus on college and your own business. Yeah, but make sure to be on like at least one social media, because you want to be with the trends and just general news. Like, I think watching the news, I've been in Florida for 6 years, by the way, but I think the news is good to keep up with for the purpose of seeing what people are thinking. You don't necessarily need to feel the same emotions as everybody else, but you need to see like how people are reacting to certain issues or concepts, so that you can make your own decisions based on that after your own research outside of just hearing the news, and take advantage of these trends as well, if that makes any sense. We realize social media low-key bad for you. Yeah, Bella, my girl, she deleted TikTok because she said it was wasting her time. That shit is addictive. I have TikTok on my phone. I don't go on it. I don't go on Instagram as much anymore. I don't go on Twitter as much anymore. I'm addicted to YouTube, I'm not gonna lie, but that's because I listen to it passively throughout the day. Ain't gonna lie, my mom said that people become more sensitive. I don't even know how, because life was great before 2018. It was even before 2018. It was like 2012, like before 2012, like the world was so simple. Before, essentially what started it all, I think it was Facebook. I think that was like middle school that Facebook started. So I don't know, 2014 I started high school, 2012-ish. Yeah, 2012-ish. Texas is a good state until you get hit with back-to-back hurricanes. Texas is also a very similar state to Florida, yeah, but they've got like the weird abortion laws. Before 2012, life was simple. There was no Facebook, although cable news had way more influence. So say if we did have a COVID back then, it would have been even worse. Or maybe not, I don't know, because then we have loonies on Twitter and Instagram who are like spreading false shit on both sides, saying that it's worse than it is, or that it's not as bad as it is. But yeah, before Facebook, and then the algorithms came in, made echo chambers. So whenever you're interested in something, or that you just react to something harshly, which is usually negative, then they give you more of that. 2016 was goated, but that's just because of Uzi and Cardi. Well, Cardi was like more 2017 when he popped off, but he was still underground by then. Did I hear about Box Fest yesterday in LA? SSG Kobe Autumn Summer Sixes and others. I actually saw the ad for that, but I didn't know that was yesterday. Where did I go to college in Florida? I went to University of Miami, the U. I went there strictly because of like Sean Taylor, Clinton Portis, Ed Reed, and who was the last one? Like Ray Lewis, I think. Did he go to Miami? I can't remember. Santana Moss, all those people. Just because in 2001, in that era, Miami was like the best team by far. All those NFL players. I don't care. I'm just waiting on the metaverse so I can disconnect. Yo, facts. And plus, I got a bunch of Sandbox token. So when the metaverse pops off, your boy gonna be rich. That is if Sandbox is the winner of the metaverse. Although I think there will be multiple metaverses, or at least multiple dimensions of the metaverse, where you'll go from like Sandbox to Decentraland to Meta, which is Facebook's metaverse, to whatever other ones that are coming up. I don't even know. People don't want to use metaverse because Facebook steals info, but every other app does too. Yeah, I think Facebook just has a bad rap because every social media, Twitter does it too, YouTube does it too. They all use our data. Google, they all sell it too. And they all use it to sell ad revenue. So why does Facebook get demolished? I think it's just because it was the earliest one, the first there. So all the problems are just like, oh, it's Facebook's fault. And plus, I feel like Facebook is kind of trash, let's be real. And they're not very influential with their content. Like, it's now Instagram, Twitter, mostly Twitter for like information, maybe even a little TikTok for like the algorithm. So when we talk about how like the worst social media app, Twitter has more influence, I feel like. So they like kind of push that all that negative energy, like, yo, this is Facebook that did it. We don't do all that shit. But that is true. They do really bad shit on Facebook groups because Facebook does not intervene in these private groups that be like setting up like sex trafficking or like animal cruelty and stuff. There was like a podcast that I watched where somebody was like banging a pig and somebody like took an iguana. I didn't see any of this, but they were talking about it, and they like took an iguana by the tail and like smashed its head on the ground. I'm like, bro, what is wrong with people?